The evening bus idled at the corner of Maple Street as rain began to spatter against its windows. Young Emma Chin clutched her backpack straps tighter as she climbed aboard after her shift helping her mother clean offices downtown. The 12-year-old wore her school uniform still crisp despite the long day because her mother always said appearance mattered no matter your circumstances. Behind her, an elderly woman with silver hair pinned elegantly moved slower up the steps. The woman wore a camel coat that had seen better years and carried herself with quiet dignity even as her hands trembled slightly while searching through her handbag. Emma had already tapped her card when she heard the driver's impatient voice. "Ma'am, I need payment, or you'll have to get off." The elderly woman's face flushed. "I'm so sorry, I thought I had my wallet, but I must have left it at the pharmacy." Emma turned back without thinking. The woman reminded her of her own grandmother back in their village, who she hadn't seen in 3 years. "Please wait." Emma stepped forward and tapped her card again. "I'll pay for her." The driver nodded and the woman's eyes filled with gratitude mixed with something deeper that Emma couldn't quite read. "Thank you, dear child." The woman's voice carried an accent Emma couldn't place. "This is very kind, but you shouldn't have to. My mother says we help when we can." Emma smiled gently. "Please sit down, the bus is leaving." They sat together near the middle. The woman introduced herself as Margaret Hayes and asked Emma about her day with genuine interest that reminded the girl of afternoons spent talking with elders who actually listened. Emma explained how she helped her mother clean buildings after school to save money. Her mother worked 2 jobs since her father passed away 4 years ago. They were trying to bring Emma's grandmother to live with them, but the expenses seemed impossible. Margaret listened to every word. When Emma mentioned her dream of becoming a teacher someday, the older woman's expression softened even further. "Your mother raised you well," Margaret said quietly. "That's worth more than people realize." Emma blushed and changed the subject, asking Margaret about her day. The woman hesitated before saying she'd been visiting her late husband's favorite spots around the city. He'd passed 2 years ago, and sometimes she still felt lost without him. When Margaret stopped, she squeezed Emma's hand. "I won't forget this kindness." Emma waved as the elegant woman stepped into the drizzle and disappeared around the corner. 3 weeks passed. Emma had mostly forgotten the encounter until her mother came home one evening with tears streaming down her face. Emma's heart stopped thinking something terrible had happened. "Mama, what's wrong?" Her mother could barely speak. "A lawyer came to the office today looking for you." She pulled out a thick envelope with trembling hands. "That woman you helped on the bus, Emma, do you remember her?" Emma nodded, confused. Her name was Margaret Hayes. Her mother's voice cracked. "She passed away last week." Emma felt her chest tighten with unexpected grief for someone she'd only met once. But before she died, she changed her will. Her mother opened the envelope, revealing documents Emma couldn't fully understand. She left instructions and a trust fund for your education. Emma stared. "What do you mean?" She was the founder of Hayes Industries. Her mother could barely get the words out. She was one of the wealthiest women in the state, and she left $50,000 specifically for your schooling. The room spun. "There's more." Her mother continued reading through tears. "She left another $20,000 to help bring your grandmother here, and she wrote a letter." With shaking hands, her mother unfolded expensive stationery. Her voice wavered as she read Margaret's words aloud. "Dear Emma, I spent years building a company and fortune, but in my final months, I felt invisible to most of the world. Then a child with a kind heart saw me simply as another person who needed help. Your simple gesture reminded me that goodness still exists without expectation of reward. I have no children of my own to leave my estate to, and my wealth will be distributed among many causes. But I wanted you to know that your kindness mattered. It was the last truly beautiful moment of my life." Use this gift to build the future you dream of, and remember that who we are when no one important is watching defines us more than anything else. With deep gratitude, Margaret Hayes. Emma couldn't stop crying. Neither could her mother. The lawyer explained that Margaret had spent her last weeks ensuring everything was properly arranged. She told him the story of a young girl who paid her bus fare and treated her with simple human dignity when she felt most alone. That evening, Emma and her mother sat together looking at old photos of their family. "Your grandmother is coming home," her mother whispered, "and you're going to become that teacher you've always wanted to be." Emma thought about Margaret often in the years that followed. She kept the letter in a frame on her desk through middle school and high school and university. When she finally stood in front of her own classroom years later, she told her students a story. She taught them that kindness isn't measured by grand gestures, but by small moments when we choose to see others and help without counting the cost. Margaret Hayes had built an empire, but what she valued most at the end was being seen as human. Emma never forgot that lesson, and she made sure no one around her would forget it either. If this story touched your heart, please hit the like button and share it with someone who needs a reminder about the power of simple kindness. Subscribe for more stories that restore faith in humanity, and leave a comment telling us about a time when a small act of kindness changed your day. Your story might inspire someone else to choose compassion.